All the lights in the house went out, and so now he's on his own to protect the chickies, old Hankie is. A quiver of anticipation made its way down my backbone and out to the end of my tail. I cast a slow glance to my left and then to my right. Just to be sure I was indeed alone, nobody would ever see, nobody would ever know. It was then that my eyes fell upon the cage. Lick, slurp. It sat upon the ground against the side of the house just to the south of the porch. Inside the cage were 5, tender, sleeping. Oh, by the way, have we ever done our Guarding the Chicken song? It's a heck of a song. Well, here's how it goes. Sing with me. Guarding the Chickies, Part 1. Chickies, tender chickies, safe and warm. There is naught can do us harm. Windows bolted, doors are locked. We're secure inside our box. Sleepy chickies, safe within, guarded by a watchful friend. Part 2. Tender little chicken strips, helpless in a box. Villains lurking in the darkness, testing all the locks. Yummy juice and pulley bones, drumsticks and thighs. Predators are watching them with hungers in their eyes. Bad things happen all the time. Many things go wrong. Someone leaves the door unlocked and poof, the chickens are gone. Pretty impressive song, huh? You bet. My ears shot up before I realized that my tail was tapping out an urgent message on the ground, telling me that it was time to, well, check things out, as you might say. Excuse me, I dropped my bookmarker, but it's a picture. I cut my eyes from side to side. I raised my enormous body to its full height. I felt myself moving towards the fence. Step, 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 until I reached the fence. I went into the deep crouch formation, took careful note of the height of the fence, sent all the targeting information straight to Data Control's massive mainframe computer. Tense and quivering with excitement, I waited for clearance. At last it came. Launch the weapon! Without a hesitant momentum, a moment's hesitation, that is, I launched myself into the air, cleared the fence as gracefully as a deer, made a soft landing on the other side. I had just entered her yard. Her is capitalized, H-E-R. Who's he talking about? Hankie's, little Alfred's mama. Well, it caused me to feel a certain amount of anxiety. Okay, might as well admit it, guilt, even though I had entered Sally Mae's precious yard to provide security for the tender, juicy little chickies. For little Alfred's county fair chickens, let us say, I couldn't help feeling a prickle of guilt. You know how it is between me and Sally Mae. Just the thought of her makes me feel, I don't know. Well, on the other hand, I was there on an errand of mercy, right? If Sally Mae had been consulted about this, I'm sure she would have wanted me to stay close to the chicken dinners. I mean the chickies. The county fair chickens, right? Sure she would have. With narrowed eyes, I conducted one last visual sweep of the yard, surrounding territory. All clear. I took a gulp of fresh air. I hurried across the lawny grass till I found myself standing right beside the serving line. The cage. That is, the cage that held the very chickens I had been hired to guard. Sniff, sniff, lick, slurp. Yes, they were inside the cage, peeping, sleeping peacefully. That was good. Growing drumsticks, that is good. Growing chickens, they need their sleep. I eased my nose toward the top of the cage and began studying the little door. There was this little door on top, don't you see? It was equipped with a kind of latching device that would be no problem at all. Any dog with a strong nose could have eased that latch. I heard a sound off to my left near the yard gate. I whirled around and I listened. A voice came floating through the still night air. "Hank, what you doing in the yard?" The air hissed out of my body. It was Drover. I crept over to the fence, You're supposed to be in your room suffering. Yeah, but I got bored and I just wondered, you're not thinking of doing what I think you're thinking of doing, are you? Ah. I cut my eyes from side to side. I guess that depends on what you're thinking, Drover. But the short answer is no. I'm on duty guarding the chickens, Alfred's chickens. Oh, good. There for a moment I was afraid you wouldn't eat his chickens, would you? Oh, what do you think's going to happen? I don't know. Dogs can't resist something good to eat. We'll find out later. I love ya. Hang in there. Go out and clean a spot in the garden. Bye for now.